Welcome to the BCMA podcast show. Today I am joined by a Louisiana guy with a Texas flair. That's Mr. Dustin Sonnier. Mr. Dustin Sonnier, and he just dropped a new single, Drinking Alone, that has been just blowing up the charts on all over, on radio, on our charts, and we got a few minutes from to spare today, so he come in to chat with us. Man, how's it going, Dustin?
It's going good. How are you?
Man, I can't complain. The air conditioner's working, so we good and cool.
That's the key, because it's hot out here.
Yes, sir. So, man, we touched on. We've been doing a lot of Texas musicians on the podcast, and that Texas sound, and I know they got a lot of Louisiana guys coming out looking, towards that Texas sound. With you, of course, been in the game for a while with that sound, and we got the up and comers with Redborn, and Casey Pivotal, and making some splash with Maybe, and of course Ashton, and all those guys. So you dropping this single, man. Like last we spoke, you had People Like Me, which was a good time and song, and this was just like bam, hit home. This is a good country song, man, just to the core.
When I wrote that one, it was just kind of an idea where everybody's been through that. They've had a chick keeps coming back and doing that kind of thing, playing those games, and I thought about it like that. I said, everybody's dealt with that, so why not say it? Somebody needs to say it, just say it. And that's kind of how it came about. I wrote it in the parking lot of a Mexican restaurant in Scott, Louisiana.
I love your stories, man, because last time we talked, you said one song, you were like, I wrote that on the porch of my mom's house, but it's so real, man. I mean, it's just real, and I mean, match that with your vocals and just the sound of the song, man. It's just a classic, just, man. It's it's like taking a trip back in time to me, almost, man. It's got that Keith Whitley, George Jones type sound, man. It's just...
And that's where we were really going with it. Going towards more of a Keith Whitley meets Lion Eyes by the Eagles. I don't know why that's how it, we thought about it, but that's kind of what it came out. It was when I wrote it, it was a really slow ballad.
Yeah.
And there's another song that's going to be on this new record that I wrote, it was like a day apart with that one. And they were kind of really similar. And when we got in the studio, they're like, all right, pick which one's not going to be a ballad. And I just went with that one, and this one turned out pretty well. And actually, we recorded this one last. We recorded the other song first as a ballad, and we think that one's going to, be a monster when it comes out. We're just sitting on it and holding it and hiding it.
So this song was the last one y'all recorded off the record and the first one to put out?
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Talking with Randall King a few months back, we were talking about tugging on my heartstrings, and he said that was the last song they put out on his record and the first one they put out, and it went #1 on the Texas chart. So we're just following his steps, man.
And Randall's a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
We're going to be doing a show together in October, I believe.
Yes, I wanted to plug that, man. At the Conroe Cajun Catfish
Festival
with Josh Ward, Randall King, and Dustin Sonnier. I mean, that's a hell of a lineup. I mean, I ain't gonna lie.
There's a lot of epic shows coming up in the next few months, man.
Yeah, it really
there's that
is.
one. There's Anahuac Gator Fest, which is Randall King, myself, John Bowman, William Clark Green, and Aaron Watson.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I play somewhere in the middle of all that.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that, man. That's
this coming Friday, myself and Josh Ward at Delta Truck Festival, Delta, Louisiana, and then this Saturday is myself and Ashton Dupre over there at the Miko Center in Ushada.
Yeah, man. That's you got two good sidekicks there, or I say sidekicks, two good co-performers. I mean, Josh Ward is He's one of the best in the business in the Texas scene, man. And then Ashton's got a great voice, great vocals, and I've been waiting on Ashton, man. I feel like he's gonna drop something soon. You know, it's been a while, but he's gonna drop something to try to catch up, man. And he's always puts on a great show. I mean, you guys always put on a great show. And man, that Conroe Cajun Catfish Festival or whatever, man, I seen that probably months ago. And when I seen those three names, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and clear the calendar up and make my way down there, man. Cause that
it's gonna be a bad one, man. It's gonna be some honky tonk music, you know. I mean, it just turns out that I was fortunate. I was very fortunate that when I started in this business, I was always surrounded by really good people and really great musicians, and it was the same thing when I moved into Texas and started doing the Texas music scene. I just became friends with some of the best ones they had. For some reason, we just all kind of met one day, and
it's great people, man. Great guys, great individuals all around, and it really, you know. And speaking of the Texas, you know, Texas Country Music Association, they have the Texas Country Music Awards coming up in October, and you, sir, are up for an award for, I want to say it's the Cajun Country Award or something along the lines of that. You, Ashton Dupre, and who else? Help me out.
I know Fred's on there.
Freddie Pate. Yeah, man. So you guys can actually go and I think the voting is still going on. You could check it.
I think the voting ended on the 5th.
It did. Right. It did. It ended on the 5th. So well, if you haven't voted, just go ahead and go down to the show. You can still get your tickets. Go on there to the Texas Country Music Association.org and go down there and watch. Whoever wins it, it's gonna be a hell of a award show. I mean, they got some big names up there. Your buddy Josh Ward's up for, you know, I think male vocalist of the year. Oh yeah, man, it's gonna be insane.
He's got the voice for it. Boy.
Oh yeah,
something else.
Definitely, man. So let's get back. Yeah, man. So let's get back into you mentioned about venturing into the Texas scene. I mean, did that kind of help you? I mean, I know growing up around here, around Lafayette area, around you always had that sound, man, and that unique sound, and did it kind of help you branch out in your music by going and go to that Texas scene and listening to those guys and kind of picking their brain?
Well, I think the biggest thing was we've always kind of cut the same kind of music. You know, I've always done what I do. It's changed over the years, but it's still the same. It's weird to say it that way, but it is. So, you know, the sounds have changed, and my ideas and my takes on things have changed, but a lot of it's still the same, man. And when I went to Texas, and it's not even just Texas. I look at it like this: when I'm writing a song, I really want to try to write something that ain't been done or hadn't been, you know, said a certain way before. And that's the main thing I think that's kind of kept my music rolling out here, is because, you know, when you go and listen, I never heard anybody say the way I wrote "Whiskey Makes You Miss Me." Anybody say it?
Nope.
And it was like, huh. So I kind of stumbled onto it by accident with writing songs like that, instead of just writing however it comes out of me and this and that. No, I'm going to come up with an idea, and I'm going to force myself to figure out how to make this story work. And it's a challenge, and that's something that I really enjoy. But in Texas, there's so much country music, and it's so much more well accepted.
Oh yeah.
That it's not saying that it makes it easier, because it's tough, because there's a lot of competition. There's a lot of other guys out there doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But there's just a lot of avenues that you can go down to try to get your music out there, a lot more than there is here in Louisiana, because it's sad to say, in Louisiana we really do have a struggling music scene.
It really is, man, and I try my best, you know, bringing in guys like you, the Louisiana guys, and we end up I just wish we had the same type of mentality and family atmosphere and the, like you said, the variety and the alleyways. But it's just, Texas is just a huge state, man, and it's blessed with its, all of these independent artists that tour. You look at Aaron Watson, man. That dude is a certified just G, and been doing it for decades, and really just touring Texas. Cody Johnson finally getting recognition. These guys just can tour Texas and their entire careers and just make it big because that fan base.
Right, and it's a sad thing that we have such a struggling music scene in Louisiana, but you have to look at it this way. The population in Louisiana is about 4 million people. That's the population of Houston.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Texas is a huge. If you have not been to Texas, you will drive and drive and drive and drive, and you think you're at the other side, but you're not. Trust me, that Texas is huge.
It's 11 hours or 12 hours from my house to Lubbock.
Yeah.
And there's still another couple of 2-3 hours actually that you can still drive into Texas before you hit another state. Yeah.
Furthest I drove was to Odessa for work, and that was 15 hours from Bayou Chico from my house, and I was about done. But yeah, man. So let's get
Bayou
it.
Chico, you're a good hour.
Oh yeah.
North of me.
Oh yeah. Well, now I'm staying in around Lafayette, but that's where I'm born and raised, and that's where I was traveling from, man. Yeah. So let's get back to the record, man. I mean, Drinking Alone. You mentioned earlier you always have a way of writing a story. When I first heard, okay, this is the title, Drinking Alone, I automatically think, okay, it's a sad song about, and you twisted it into, well, I'm not going to be drinking alone. And man, that's just the lyrics on par, man, and match just perfectly with what you do.
But at the same time, it's still a sad song.
Yeah.
Right?
It's still the same message, but it hits you with like a little, oh, I see what he did there,
Well, people, there's folks that know me. I'm really it's weird to say, but I'm a weird person, and I always try to think outside the box and wrap around stuff and try to. I've always been one to take the hardest possible route to something. I don't,
Yeah.
I don't do the easy way. I go the hardest. I'm almost like an Amish person. I try to.
There's much respect in that, man. I mean, if you're not trying to do it the best you can in the hardest way, it makes you feel more satisfied, in the end.
Exactly. And when I write those songs, I try to do that. Make you think one thing and then, oh, no, that's not where I was going. It seems to be working, man. I'm really, proud and grateful to be out here doing what I love to do. And that's, at the end of the day, that's really it. I'm glad to be doing what I love.
Well, yeah, man, that's you're definitely gifted with the voice, gifted with the talent, man, and we mentioned earlier, on the Texas regional radio charts that's been updated. What was that, Friday? You're ranked at 83, and it says highest debut, for Drinking Alone. And then I just posted out our top 40, man, and our top 40 is on Spotify streams, exclusively. His song has been on our charts for a week, and I mean he's at 31 out of 40 with 5,000 streams in not even a week on Spotify. So that just goes to show, man. And I mean, at the top you got Cody Johnson with like 4,000,009. It's insane. But
you can't mess with Cody.
Yeah,
Cody's bad right now.
My point is, man, this song is doing great, and for much success and much gratitude, it deserves it, man. So I want to let you introduce it, and we'll play it for the folks and let them hear it.
Absolutely. Want to do it now? Huh?
Yes, sir. I'll give it to you. Go ahead.
Here's my brand new single, folks, called Drinking Alone.
Postcard from Miami. What you doing in Miami? When she left, I swore that I heard Baton Rouge. She Said we needed space, she gets away with anything. I guess one of us don't know that we're through. Just when I get a little less blue, she'll come back like an angel and put my heart through hell. I'm a fool to think I'll change her. She plays the game so well. We'll laugh and drink, she'll say she was wrong. Come tomorrow morning, she'll be gone. At least tonight, I won't be drinking alone. In a week or two, I'll get a call saying, sorry that I left. But I know she knows that I know that's a lie. I keep going through the motions and hide my emotions until the night she calls me crying. Since I ain't strong enough to say goodbye, I let her come back like an angel and put my heart through hell. I'm a fool to think I'll change her. She plays the game so well. We'll laugh and drink, she'll say she was wrong. But come tomorrow morning, she'll be gone. At least tonight, I won't be drinking alone with these feelings that I don't understand. My heart just won't believe me. She'll do it all again. She'll come back like an angel and put my heart through hell. I'm a fool to think I'll change her. She plays the game so well. Laugh and drink, she'll say she was wrong. Come tomorrow morning, she'll be gone. Tonight, I won't be drinking alone.
And that's it, folks. Drinking Alone, the newest single by Dustin Sonnier that is off of his upcoming album. Do you have a title for the upcoming album yet, Dustin?
We do not yet, man, but I said there's 14 songs on this record, so it's really hard to pick a song title. I was just maybe coming up with my own thing on it, and like I did with the last one, Country, but I said, man, I don't know. We just haven't decided yet. I guess we just got to live with it for a little while and see.
Well, man, that's 14 songs cut. I mean, I know you've been working on this for a while, because I remember when I first started this whole thing back in early the year, we interviewed you, and you were talking about writing. That was probably in February, March, and you talking about this record. And so this has been going on. There's a lot of work's been put into this. It's going to be something good. It's not going to be a run-of-the-mill, just pushed out a few filler songs. I have a feeling that it's going to be one of those ones that kind of benchmarks your career, man. Kind of like Country did, and that EP and all those songs, man.
I think that it's going to really stand out because there's no filler songs in this record. It is every song that we've got, we really took our time to either write the songs or find the songs, and really took our time to get it to where we didn't have any fillers. We think every single one of these songs would be a hit, at best. And that's where, to me, that's where you got to go with it. If you want to put out some quality product, you got to, I get it, in the big times, they all do that. They put filler songs and this and that. But, I mean, hell, if I got the time and the resources to do it, let's put out
music,
all of them hits, you know what I mean? Let's do them all being hits instead of having fillers.
That's what it's all about. That's what it's all about, man. And, I mean, hopefully, you got some shows coming up like we talked about with Randall and with Josh, man. That would be a hell of a trio, even a duo, one of them two, man, with y'all on the same track. I mean, y'all could be singing about, I don't even care, Copenhagen or whatever. I know it'd be a good song.
I like Copenhagen.
Yeah, man, it would be a damn good song, man. That would be something. So I'm gonna put that in the ear of you, and I'm gonna have to shoot that over to Randall and them, man, get that going, man, because that would be something special, folks.
Oh yeah.
So, man, obviously we talked about you got some shows coming up. You got big time shows, big time names. You seem to be the artist that's always nonstop, whether it's Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday. You're always playing somewhere, man. Whether it's a full band or if it's at, a little small. You really do get out there and play, and I respect that. I have to say, out of all. There's a lot of great artists in this state, and you're right up there with them, man, when it comes to getting out there and performing.
Well, I've always been a hustler. I like to get out there. I like to work. More work means more money. More people getting to hear it, and that's just kind of what I've always done. I've always been a hard worker. It's, it starts to pay off every once in a while, and that's good. That's what you want. But,
yeah.
And like I said, I like to work, and I like to be out there playing my songs. It's just a fun thing for me.
And man, I have to say, I got to give you kudos, man. You're one hell of a promoter too, because I mean, you promote the hell out of your stuff and others, and a lot of artists have people for that, but you do it so well. I mean, you give people like me a run for our money. Like it just the memes and the. The other day, I about died laughing seeing the hell, I can't think of it. The game show, Wheel of Fortune. The Wheel of Fortune, yeah, with Dustin Sonnier. Oh man, I just crack up. Like, you're definitely a great promoter, man, and a great showman, and I can't wait.
Well, to me, that was the thing that I see a lot of my friends and artists that are my friends and stuff. I see them slacking on it. They don't get out there and promote it. And I said, that's my biggest thing. I want to get out there. I want as many people as possible to come out, and I want, and it takes a little time out of your life to do it. But and to me, it's fun. I get a rise out of stuff like that. Everything I can make somebody laugh. It's kind of thing. So.
Yeah, I mean that's what it's all about, man. Is making through music. I mean, you make relationships, man, with other artists, with fans, with connections. I mean, just doing this thing with Bayou Country Music Association and the podcast and stuff, I've made relationships with people I never thought it would, and it's just music brings us together, man.
It does.
It definitely does. So I'll have to close out, man, and say, I mean, you mentioned going for a Keith Whitley Eagles. You said type sound to this record. Or just
well, it was like No Stranger to the Rain mixed with Lion Eyes by the Eagles.
Okay. Yeah, and that's for this single or for the whole record?
That's just the single. The record's really got what I would consider a 90s country.
Amen.
Sound. We're really geared it to be, it would have been the B-side to whatever they were pitching by Tracy Lawrence
the
in
Chestnuts
94,
and the Chestnuts, the Trits, man, that's what I love about. I know we've been mentioning Randall, but man, every time I hear every song on his album, it's like I'm in the 90s country like time frame, man. Just that, and I'm pumped to say I think it'll be that same type sound for your record, man.
It's really going to be like I said, a 90s sound, but my up-tempo songs are so different from everyone else's right now because everyone that's putting out stuff from Nashville and all that, they have this sound that they're going for up-tempos, and my stuff, my up-tempos really have a South Louisiana feel to them. And we get that, just like people like me had a different sound to it.
Yeah.
Because we're all from South Louisiana, and when we play an up-tempo, it was almost like, okay, if you think back, like the 90s, when Chestnut was putting out all those up-tempo songs that had fiddle and accordion in it, and had that Louisiana flair to it.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's basically the exact opposite of that, where we're going in with Louisiana players and doing Texas kind of music and real country stuff. and just it comes out naturally. We're not trying to put Louisiana flair on it. It's just that's how we sound. That's where the guys are from, you know.
And that's awesome, man. And I have to say, one of my buddies that kind of nailed that with his song, and that's Kyle Park with "Ain't Nobody Hotter." He kind of has that. Yeah. I told him, I said, man, you got that fiddle in there, and he's like, man, I never even thought of it as like a Cajun type fiddle. But he said, man, that's what the chestnuts and that's what it is, man. But I mean, that's like you said, we're doing the opposite. We're the Louisiana guys that are doing the Texas sound with our own twist. So it's all coexisting, man, and that's awesome. It's awesome to see all these artists from Louisiana and Texas coexist and make relationships, man, because that's what it's all about.
It is, man. It really is.
Yes, sir. Well, Dustin, man, I appreciate you stopping by, man. I know you busy. Like I said, this dude's always on the road, always just playing somewhere. I'm surprised he's probably setting up sound somewhere right now. But
I'm actually I'm off tonight, and I'm going to do a blues jam with some friends of mine. I'm a big fan of blues music, so I want to go out there and jam with them for a little while tonight.
Well, there you go. But yeah, man, I enjoyed it, man. I love the single. Can't wait for the album to drop, man. We'll definitely keep pushing, man. Y'all check it out on Spotify. Request it on your local radio stations. Drinking Alone by Dustin Sonnier. And, you mentioned that album probably be out towards later end of the year.
Yeah, we should be finished with it by, September, and then it takes a little while to get it all finished up. But, yeah. I would say probably towards the end of September we should have something ready.
Awesome, man. Well, that's right around the time whenever football kicks off, hunting season kicks off, music's popping. It's going to be a good time. So perfect time.
Oh yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited.
Yes, sir. Well, Dustin, like I said, we appreciate you coming by, man. If you got any last words, any thank yous, anything like that you'd like to say, I'll give you the floor right before we close, man.
I just want to thank everybody for supporting us all over the years, and don't worry, we're coming out with some new stuff for you.
Awesome. And I know from the last interview, if you're looking for Dustin Sonnier merchandise, you got to go to the show, folks. Got to go to the show. So definitely you don't want to miss a show. Dustin puts on a heck of a performance. We recap, I always tag the social medias and all that for the artists, so definitely I'll tag all of Dustin's, and you guys can follow him and follow all of his events, because he's got a busy schedule coming up, man. So good luck to you, brother, and we pray you have a blessed day, a blessed evening, and thanks for stopping by, man. And you're always welcome back.
Thanks for having me, man. I really appreciate it.